Sign up today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Welcome to the August 11th, the terrific Tuesday or Taco Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that, well, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But much, much more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, you can always send me an email. Let those fingers do the walking. Steve@TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question and in our Tiger's Den. Well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we got a mixed bag out here. Everything is green with the exception of the NASDAQ 100 in the indices, that is. NASDAQ's off 14 points. No big deal there. 0.1% to the downside. The Dow's up 0.9% or 256 points out there. Spot volatility trading out at 21.78. That's trading lower. Gold is back $91 right now, trading 19.48. It has broken through key levels of support, many key levels of support. So we're certainly going to take a look at that. Silver's down $26. Down $26, trading out at $26. But at least as of about an hour ago, it had not broken through support. But we'll go take a look at it. It's trading down $2.70. Light sweet crude is up 9 pennies. Natural gas up a couple. Treasury bonds almost down 2 full points right now. They're trading out at 179 and 10/32 out there. Lead the charge dollar-wise. The upside, it's Booking Holdings up $49. Kelly Services 34. BioFrontera up 25, 194%. Ring Central up 21 to the downside. Stamps.com is off 11% or $32. Equinox is off 18. Novavax is off 15. So there's certainly things to take a look at. What we want to take a look at is what you want to take a look at. So there's been a number of questions out here. I'm going to kind of skip around, and I'll go to the first question out here. This one's coming in from Michael P. And Michael's question is really, what's going on with the markets? NASDAQ futures are down again, but the Russell is blasting up again. Are they trying to let the Russell and the Dow catch up to the NASDAQ? Well, let's go take – so it's a handful of questions out there. But let's go take a look at the NASDAQ is down. Let's first start with the idea that the NASDAQ is down and the NASDAQ's going to lead us on down. Well, if that's the case out here, then it's not doing a very good job yet. What do you mean, Steve-O? Well, let's go take a look at what it actually has to do. Now, the cool thing about the NDX 100, Michael, is there's only 6 stocks that you really have to track out here because they represent more than 50% or close to 50% of the entire indice out here. So that makes our work in analyzing the NDX 100 very easily. Here, we'll start with the number one holding. That is Microsoft. We take a look at Microsoft. It does not have a topping pattern in place just yet. All price is doing is trading in between support and resistance, and that is its TAS market profiles. Support is 203.33. You need to see two closes below 203.33 in order for Microsoft to say, I'm headed lower, and by lower, we're talking about 171.88. Just a consolidation out here, much that goes along the lines of the theory of rotation or what have you. It's hard to prove that, but what we can do is we can prove what are the indices doing or what are the underlying instruments doing, and then what does that mean for the overall index? So the number one stock out there has not broken through any levels of support. None. Zero, and doesn't have a topping pattern that is in play, at least not the kind that Stevie looks for. If you take a look at Apple, Another large weighting, obviously, inside the NDX 100, even inside the Dow. Does this have a topping pattern? Absolutely, positively not. There's no daily profile for us to key in on, but prices above Stevie's green line, which is 439 and change out there. So it's just a sideways move inside of Apple as we speak right now. Let's go take a look at holding number 3, or at least it was holding number 3 as of about a week ago or so. But these top 6 are still the top 6. Let's go take a look at Amazon, the amazing one. What has Amazon done? Well, Amazon several weeks ago generated a TD9 count, a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. The day of that top actually came on July the 13th. So you'd see basically a month nearly. Today's the 10th. So we've seen a topping pattern inside of Amazon for a month. And you've got Congress all over all of these guys, Tookuses, behinds, Apple, Google, Facebook. We'll get to those, and certainly Amazon out here. But what has price been able to break through any levels of support? Are you kidding me? Not even close. Not even close, folks. First of all, the first key level right now, because of a new TD9 count that formed yesterday, not a topping type of TD9, is 29.9677. That's the first level that you need to see Amazon close below 2 consecutive closes. But then you really got the bottom of that profile, which is 28.72. There is nothing broken in the top 3. So, Michael, is it maybe your conclusion here that the Nasdaq's just letting things catch up to each other? Well, that's what's been proven by those 3 stocks out here. If you take a look at the googly one, well, if we take a look at Google, does Stevie have any kind of topping pattern? Like, I probably could find an A to B equals CD out here. Here's the bottom line. There's no break of any key levels of support inside of Google. That number, write this down in your pad of paper, that's 1446.42 to be exact out there. You need to see 2 closes below that. So we just have a consolidation sideways market inside of the googly one. Well, let's go take a look at Facebook out here again. Being supposedly crushed by Congress for its political, and I'm not going to talk about that stuff. I'd love to, but I know I would piss off 50% of the audience, and it would probably piss off both sides of the audience because I take both sides of the trade, and so do you. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with seeing both sides of the trade out here? Okay, but let's take a look at Facebook. If we do take a look at Facebook, this has a TD9 count top. This has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. But what have sellers been able to do? Come on! They've done nothing. Zippos, zero, nada. A slight pullback to test support. 257.26. That is Stevie's green line. So Facebook is really trading in between support and resistance. Look, I'm not saying that these things can't bust through support, but if you're asking what has transpired over the last couple of days, basically zilch. Just a sideways-ish type move. And then number 6 out here. Now, I don't know if it's still number 6 because of the big kibosh that it took to the downside a couple of weeks ago, but it is Intel. Now, the interesting thing about Intel is that yesterday, this confirmed a Gartley buy pattern. Now, you're looking at the highlighted green arrows. That is a Gartley sell pattern. Let's get rid of that. The Gartley buy pattern would look like this. Stevie can go ahead and populate it. I'll try to populate it here during this before we go to the hard break. It might not be exact, but it'll be close, and it'll be a cigar out here. But here is your Gartley buy pattern. Yesterday was the bull sash candle that confirmed that. Something to think about. When we come back to this break, I'll give you the NQ's new profiles out here because that will really be the key level of support that price must break. We'll be right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So we began by taking a look at the NASDAQ. That was really for Michael, his observation that, hey, was in essence, is there rotation going on here out of the NQs, out of the NASDAQ into the other markets? And I don't really know how to make that determination. I hear people talk about that all the time, but I've never seen anybody actually been able to prove that theory out here. It doesn't really matter. What we do need to know is just simply know where support and resistance is. Now, a week ago, we had topping patterns, confirmed topping patterns in every single U.S. indice, in every single major international indice. We don't have that any longer. In fact, there's only one topping signal inside, confirmed topping signal, inside a U.S. indice, and that is inside the NASDAQ. So we're focused here, and that really came from the NQ. And it came from the NQ, and this was on Friday when Thursday's bar was exceeded both at the high and the low. That generated the key reversal candle session out here. So you've got a valid Rhodes momentum indicator top. Now, what that tells us, price is trading below Stevie's green line, 11,168, but we just took a look at the 6 top holdings with inside the NQ. We saw nothing broke through support. Now, what's cool about this is that we've got a new profile, bearish in structure, that is inside the NQ. And that says that sellers, if we can see a close inside the NQ, well below 11,049. We're trading right now at 11,049, by the way. If we see a close well enough below that, then sellers should be able to push price down to test support, 10,814. It is going to be, you must see 2 closes below 10,814 to suggest that there's a change in trend. So if you want to be short the NASDAQ, is there a reason to? Absolutely. You've got the daily NQ that's got the topping signal. But I'd offer a huge caution out here because nothing has fallen apart. Nothing on the big side. The key names that need to fall apart haven't. And the NQ is just consolidated in between support and resistance, 10,814 and 11,205. Why is that profile so important, or to figure out a change in trend? Well, really, if you take a look at this chart here, now we're just taking a look at closing prices. This is the same NQ chart, only I'm using my composite symbol out here so I can grab all the data that I want and go back as far as I want, different than a continuous contract. But if you take a look at this yellow arrow, you need to see a close below support. And we're not even close to that just yet. And not saying that it won't happen. I don't know whether it'll happen. You now have a number to know where your back is up against the wall, 10-8-15. And if I don't do the show tomorrow, the next day, and so forth, you'll know that there's 2 consecutive closes below 10-8-14. What does that mean? That means that there is a change in trend inside the NQ. We don't have that yet, so I'm not going to make that call. And if there was 2 closes below the 10-8-14 level, then your next price target would be 99.40. That is the breakout level inside of the NQ. But again, we don't have, other than a topping signal, which just means, hey, sellers should be able to push price back to support. That's all that we have out there. So I mentioned the other indices out here. If you just take a look at the equity future contract, here Michael had mentioned the Russell 2000. Well, doesn't have any kind of a topping signal. This is well, I take that back. We can make this wave number 7 off of the lows from March. That's where we're at right now. Or wave number 5, depending on how you want to go ahead and count these things. So wave number 7 can be a topping signal, but you need to see a lower high tomorrow to confirm that. Prices moving higher, doing less relative energy out there. Never a good thing. It's not a problem until a bearish reversal candle arrives. Very much like we just took a look at inside the NQ. Today doesn't look like a bearish reversal candle, so price can continue higher. Continue higher to where? You're at 1,600. Well, 1,700 is the next targeted stop for the Russell 2000. So I'd be very careful. There's no reason to be short the Russell 2000. Its topping pattern was negated several trading sessions ago. So you've got to wait for the next topping pattern inside of the Russell 2000. I can't tell you when that's going to form out there, not because I can't tell you, but because I can't tell you. Otherwise, I would tell you. If you take a look at the Dow equity future contract, what do we see? Well, really a similar look in appearance to the Russell 2000. Maybe Michael's onto something. We just got this sideways rotation inside the NQ with people moving into the Russell 2000 or the Dow. Here's the deal. The Dow does not have a topping pattern. This is going to be bar number 7 of a TD9 count. We know that high, if this were going to be the high of the pattern, would be bars 8, 9, or the bar following 9. So it's Tuesday. That would be not until Friday. Price is moving higher, doing less relative energy out there, but not until a bearish reversal candle like we saw in the NQ will that matter. So where's the next price target inside the Dow equity future contract? Very simple. We're trading at 27,995. It's at 29,222. I know. We're at 27, or really 28, and it's at 29. That's another 1,200 points to the upside. That is the target level for the Dow unless we see some type of bearish reversal candle. If you take a look at the ES Mini, this is the only one with a potential, not the only one, but this is of the 4 equity futures contracts. This is the one that has the most potential to identify the top. Its price target was 33.9650. That's its TD9 count breakdown level. You're 33.72. Today is going to be the day following bar number 9. Price moving higher, doing less relative energy. You see those black diagonal lines out there. So this could be a TD9 topping pattern. How will we know? Well, you won't see a close above today's high, whatever that ends up being. I don't know what it will be. If you see come tomorrow morning, you're seeing that price is trading above today's high. Not that it can't reverse, but geez, it's a pretty good indication that the 9 count didn't identify the top. When the 9 count doesn't identify the top and price just keeps moving forward, that's a strong momentum move. Strong enough to say 33.96 to 35.42 would be its target. Well, we're looking at the larger A to B equals CD to the upside. So when we began, or I guess when I did the 1 o'clock update out there, what I was showing was the following chart. So there's really a chance for the S&P to identify a top. More than really just a chance. What do you mean, Steve-O? Well, what I mean is I'm going to pull up the spot volatility index. And it just so happens, it doesn't always work out like this, but right now it's working out like this. And that is that both of them have a valid TD9 count pattern. The bottom chart is the spot volatility index. And so the low of the pattern is on today's bar, just like the high of the pattern is on today's bar inside the S&P 500. So there's the potential. I'm not saying take action. In fact, if you're going to take any action, you need to see some kind of failure on a short-term time frame chart. So let's go look at a short-term time frame chart, see what we can see out there. I'm glad you asked. So now let's go take a look at the opening range chart here for the ES Mini. See if we see any kind of a topping pattern for that short-term time period. And the answer is we don't. Granted, I can draw on an A to B equals CD to the upside. Okay, so let's say we did that, and then at about 5 o'clock this morning, we got the bear sash candle, and voila, boom, that set up the top. Well, guess what? As the markets were moving down this morning into about, the 10:30 time frame, what did the ES Mini do? It formed bar number 8, hammer candle, 10:30, of a TD9 count pattern. So it's got an established low out there. Here's the deal, 33.7750. That's the number. If you see the ES Mini, 2 30-minute bars closing above that, then the ES Mini is going to move higher because it will then have traded 2 bars above its breakdown resistance level. And when you do that, that tells you there is a strong move underway, and that larger time frame that we looked at in the daily probably comes into being. And easy for that to occur out here while the NASDAQ is just basically fluttering around, moving sideways. Nothing is broken, any key levels of support. Of course, it's always helpful to go take a look at what's going on from a market breadth standpoint. So Stevie will do that for you. If we take a look at the 30-minute time frame out here, and this is for the NDX 100, you're going to see that this is in a bullish configuration. What do you mean, Steve-O? I mean, there's 40 stocks that are trading above the 30-minute profile inside the NDX 100 versus 17 that are trading 14. Take that back. 14 that are trading below. It's now 38 above, 14 below. So the short-term time frame inside the next NASDAQ 100 is very bullish out there, or it's bullish. If we go take a look at the other 4 time frames that you and I can track, the 60-minute, the 240-minute, let's get over to the actual dashboard out here, and let's get to the NDX 100. We'll be right back. Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go out to Ormond Beach and speak with Mike. Mike, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Steve. Steve, I pretty much watched the Dow futures, the YM.
Okay.
And I know you've been thinking that we should have a pretty good chance to pull back and at least test the March lows.
Correct.
But with all of the stuff that's been going on, I mean, we've got massive injection from the Fed, and we've got all these stock buybacks going on. It's like, well, yesterday, as an example, on Tommy's morning market kickoff, he was showing us the headline that Warren Buffett was doing a $5.1 billion buyback for Berkshire Hathaway. With all this stuff going on that really didn't go on during the 29 to 32 period, do you think that we still have a chance of testing the March lows?
Absolutely. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed in my view. But here's the cool thing is that we could just simply trade by the numbers and not so much worry about that. Do I still believe that we're going there? I will answer that question, and the answer is yes. Inside the Dow and inside the Russell 2000, but mostly the Dow out here. What's really important to understand out here is if we take a look at what's going on around the globe, maybe. And I'll just put this chart up on my screen here for you. Just got to find it. I think it's this here. So if we take a look at, so this is showing our U.S. indices, or our core U.S. indices. So the upper left, Mike, is the Dow. Then you've got the S&P. Then you've got the NASDAQ. Then you've got in the bottom, you've got the Russell, the New York Stock Exchange, and you've got the semiconductor index. So far, we know that the top inside the Dow is February 10th. This is the week that began, February 10th. These are weekly charts. So the week that began, February 10th, 2020. So far, the high in the S&P is the week that began to February 18th, 2020. If we take a look at the NASDAQ 100, the high, 8/3/2020. Take a look at the Russell 2000. It goes all the way back to 2018. So the high from 2018 in the Russell 2000 has not been taken out. And the Russell here, because it represents that small business sector, I don't know, Mike, about you in Ormond Beach, if you do much driving around. I do some driving around just simply to get the heck out of Dodge, so to speak, and clear the head. And I can't tell you, and I live in a fairly high-end rent district, or where I go travel to in some of the shops or what have you. These are companies that have got bucks. And the number of closed doors and stores out there, I mean, the second wave, not of the virus, but of the larger virus, the economic virus, hasn't even come close to hitting. And it's not unusual for markets to top at different times. Take a look at the New York Stock Exchange, nowhere close to the high that occurred during the week of January 13th out there. So this is how larger market type corrections would unfold. We just need, though, to wait for the signals, the confirming signals, and then we just have to wait to see, does price break through key levels of support? So inside the Dow, what we would be watching for, because you follow the Dow, you're watching right now, you know that today is going to be bar number 7 of a TD9 count. So if that's going to identify the top, that couldn't take place until Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday of this week. We also know prices moving higher, doing less relative energy. So if there were a bearish reversal candle, that would confirm a top. Short of that, what the Dow wants to do, or the Dow equity futures contracts, one of the levels that it's targeting is 29,222. And that is the breakdown level. So that's one thing to be looking for. If we do get a bearish reversal candle, what the Dow ultimately needs to do, the Dow equity future contract, unless there's another TD9 count pattern that forms, but in lieu of that, then we'd be watching 24,266. If there's a close below that, there is no other support at the moment that Stevie has to stop price from moving back to those March lows out there. So that's what I'd be looking for inside of the Dow. But everything is markets are not breaking out across the globe. But still, let's just trade with the information that we have today and kind of stay more in the present, so to speak, out there. So that's kind of an initial response. But what other questions do you have that I can try to help provide some feedback?
Well, that was pretty much it. And I just want to congratulate you, Steve. I've been listening to you for many years, and I really started following you a lot closer, like in 2015, 2016. And you've made some fantastic calls on the market, the gold market. You pretty much nailed the bottom, I believe, of the last, before the last big up trend we had in gold. I think it was 2016.
Yeah.
And and I remember in January of this year before the pandemic. You were, I think it was when you were a guest on Tom's show, you were talking about, you thought that 2020 would probably be a down year in the markets because of relating it to, I believe, cycles work that you were doing too.
Yeah, I did a workshop for the folks at Ninja Trader. I think it was January 17th, and markets were cruising the upside. And the name of the workshop was 2020, the next bear market. And so,
Right.
you know, we've gotten that a move to the downside. But what we're also seeing is just a total shift, you know, in just the way that we conduct ourselves. And that is why we've seen so many stocks inside the NASDAQ or maybe the semiconductor index, you know, move the way that they have. Back in the 1920s, when we had the crash of 1929, there was also a paradigm shift that was taking place. So very much what took place in the 20s, 1920s is occurring now in the 2020s. It's just different. Back in the 1920s, we were mostly an agricultural environment. 40% of the workforce was in the ag business. Today, it's 2 or 3% that is in the ag business. So and so there was a paradigm shift that took place inside the 1920s, inside the ag business. The same thing is going on right now out here. And so that's why the indices, we've got to take each one differently. The cool thing, Mike, is it really okay. I can call back. Yikes! Wow. And so, what do you think about that?
Well,
Not
I think
much.
it's a great lesson, and like I said, Steve, you've you know, I've been following you for years, and I remember you making bullish calls on the market when a lot of other technicians were thinking the other way, and
Yeah, I think we'll be okay, all of us here, because this is one family and everybody's got each other's backs. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the TFNN family reminds me of when I moved to Florida back in the 1982-83 timeframe. And when I first moved to Florida, we didn't have to lock our doors. We never locked our doors. In fact, I moved into an apartment, was on the bottom floor. We just walked out the back, and it was totally wide open, and we felt safe. Well, everybody here inside TFNN feels safe. Between all of us, that's including you, we'll be able to manage this market and figure out where price is headed to. And the most important thing, let's just always understand where support and resistance is, and we'll be doing just fine. All right. And Mike, thanks really for all those comments. I really appreciate it.
well, it's the truth, Steve. You've done a lot for us.
That's great. Hey, have a great day, and we'll look forward to speaking to you again. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Dow is up to 309, S&P 19. We'll be right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So if we take a look at silver out here, last Friday, it generated a bearish dark cloud cover candle. That's the left-hand panel of my screen you're looking at. You'll see a 1 to 1.618, A to B equals CD. So that already gave us a topping signal. We're seeing a large pullback. Let's continue discussing silver with John in Philadelphia. John, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Steve, well, I'm doing very well. Thanks for taking the call. I wanted to ask if you could help us, please, with lower targets, lower support levels in both the September COMEX silver futures contract and the December COMEX gold contract. We had a fast-paced rally for 3 consecutive weeks starting that Monday, July 20th. Yes. Now the pace of the decline since, Fridays or, Thursday night's high is just as fast. Yes. And I'm looking for data that comes off your various studies that we can make note of and take a look at how price behaves as price comes down into those calculated levels coming off your work. So if you could help us with that, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, so in the case of silver, we're looking at the September contract, folks, and it's on the left-hand side. The only numbers that I can provide to John, you out here, with regard to support is down at $20.65 or 1979. 1979 is the bottom of its daily profile. That also is the center of its profile. So that becomes a real key support. You can also see on my screen a little rising trend line that would take us up there. So I'd say it's that 1978 area that is one of the target numbers. As I pull over my other charts here, John, 1965 is also a number. That's the TD9 count breakout level out here. So those would be and that's going to be below. Okay, so that really ties right into the profile level. So the 1965-ish, 1978-ish area would be what I have for silver. Any other questions there before I move on to gold?
No, that's great. Thank you.
Now, on the short term, as you know, there's very possible an A to B equals CD to the downside that could be setting up here. And so what I would be watching for, especially from an intraday standpoint, the only time frame where I've got a potential bottoming signals on the 2-hour time frame, John. Now, price is broken through a key level of support, 26.93, but this is bar number 9 of a TD9 count. So the 2-hour time frame chart is saying, hey, there could be a bottom. So when I see that, John, what I like to do is go to the shorter term time frame, because if there's going to be a bottom for the 2-hour time frame, we're going to see something occur on the shorter time frame, such as a 30-minute chart. On the 30-minute chart here, this is the wrong A to B equals CD to be drawing in here, but I'll draw in this one here. And this is what I would see as the A to B equals CD pattern that's underway. And it doesn't really matter whether this is the one or it's another one. We would need to see some type of bullish reversal candle on a 30-minute time frame chart. And if we do that, then there's the possibility of some type of a bounce. But I don't have anything to show us a bottom in silver other than what I just showed you. And so I would be paying attention to that 30-minute time frame for some type of bottoming pattern. In the case of gold out here, if we take a look at gold, gold has got different support levels, easier support levels for us to look at. First, here is the gold contract that John is looking at or wants to know about is December. That's going to be panel number 3. And here you're going to see this has got an A to B equals CD. This also is a 1 to 1.618 A to B equals CD. This generated the key reversal bar, bearish engulfing, back on August the 7th, so a couple of days ago. And now what we can see is prices below the bottom of every single daily profile out here. Now, the profile on the gold contract for December, John, is a bullish structured profile. The center is at 1979, and the bottom is at 1966. The top is up at 2020. Coincidence? It's 2020? Major top? I don't know. Just got to be a coincidence. But right now, as long as price stays below 1966 out here, and John, is 1929, is that the perigee pivot point, or is there a new pivot point since then?
New pivots occurred on the Sunday 6 p.m. Globex open,
okay,
so we've got new apogee pivots, but they're much higher prices than currently. So
Yep. Okay, I just wanted to get rid of that. Okay, so when we take a look at gold, a second close tomorrow below 1966 would be confirming a change in trend signal to us. Now, when we take a look at my other chart here for gold, and in the case of gold, we can really make the case that this is a significant top. First, there's the A to B equals CD pattern that's been confirmed out here. Now, price may just pull back to test its next level of support. So below the profile, the areas we'd be looking at, John, are 1791 and 1831. Both of those being TD9 count breakout levels. And below that would be 1619. So the next level for us to be watching is really that 1800-ish area, 1831, 1790, somewhere right around there. The reason why gold has better signals both on the daily as well as on the weekly time frame, because now it looks like we're going to get a confirmed TD9 count pattern on the weekly basis. So if we do, whenever we get a TD9 count pattern or any kind of topping signal, we first have to identify support. So even though I gave you some numbers on the daily chart for gold, the number you're really going to be watching like a hawk is 1918. Now, that is Stevie's green line. If we were to see a close below 1918, it doesn't have to happen today. It doesn't have to happen this week out here. And that number will change slightly. But a close below Stevie's green line on the weekly, and certainly 2 weeks below that, says 1490 would be the price target. But you're asking for that next key level of support to be watching. And so that 1918, I think, is going to be next up, and that is the daily time frame. And then below that would be 1831. Any questions from that info?
No, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I appreciate that. The follow-up question, however, is can you show us, please, your weekly chart for the silver contract and its oscillator unchanged line level?
Yeah, it's 2177. So it's still, percentage-wise, that's still a big move. That's $5 to the downside.
I'll share this with you just for what it's worth as I listen and observe all your price levels. In silver, it's that oscillator unchanged line that just jumps out to me to be a significant level.
Yes.
To watch if price tests that, what does it do? And possibly giving a trading signal should that occur. Because not only is that your oscillator on change line, that is also that prior high of 2016, which from time to time becomes, a new floor. Absolutely. And likewise in gold, I think you said 1918 was your oscillator unchanged line on the weekly. Yes. That just so happens to be the peak of 2011. Once again, a prior high. We can see if it becomes a new pivot underneath price. So thanks for sharing all that. and I'll be working with those numbers.
Perfect. Hey, John, always good to hear from you. Thanks for adding that additional information. I know that all the folks out there are appreciative of that as well. So have a great afternoon, and we'll look forward to speaking to you again soon. Folks, Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be back in just a few for the 2-minute wrap.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Folks, the Dow's up 306, S&P 16 points out there. So Ian was asking about gold and also the miners out there, and he was asking, where's the best short position out here? And really, Ian, so we John and I did a good job providing you with detail as to where support is, so that you can do your reward risk out here. Inside the XAU as an example, and this, as we talked about yesterday, this had confirmed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top when price had gapped down on Friday out here, and then yesterday was a test and rejection of Stevie's green line out here. So right now the XAU is gunning for the 130.68 level out here. I'll just change this for the heck of it to the GDX, so you'll understand what that breakout support level is. That's at 38.34, and it's trading at 39.11 right now. So I would say now is not the time to jump on that GDX short trade because price could find support at 38.34. So you'd want to try to sell into some kind of rally. I don't have anything to suggest that rally is going to unfold, but its price is so close to support out here. I also I couldn't with a straight face or even with a funny face out there, and I usually make funny faces, couldn't tell you that now would be the time to jump into that trade out there. So I'd stay I'd be patient. Let me get to one stock that one request out here. The show, and this is for who is this for? Tell you the truth, I don't recall, but wanted me to take a look at ticker symbol ERIC. So on a daily basis, everything here looks bullish. Price is trading above the top of its daily profile, but into resistance at 1197. Just a resistance, no reason to worry about it. On the weekly chart, this is going to be week number 6 of a TD9 count. I don't see any kind of a topping pattern there. On the monthly chart out here, it looks like price is gunning for 1314. So when it comes to Eric, and I mean ERIC, looks like this wants to move higher with the next price target being $13.14. Folks, thanks so much for being here on Terrific Tuesday. Stay tuned for 2 more great hours, and I'll see you back here on Wonderful Wednesday. Have a terrific day.